We'll do it live.
Said you were gonna throw.
I did say that. Hi, nobody's watching yet, but hi for the replay, because there's gonna be a replay, and I'll probably put this on the feed on the.
Oh, 5 people are already.
Whoa!
Honestly appeared.
Welcome, everybody. We're talking about things. We're talking about the final event of the year. We're talking about Game of Factions. We're gonna do a Q&A. It's all very exciting. I'm really tired. How's everybody doing?
Oh, you were asking us?
Yeah,
Doing good. Doing
I
good.
thought you were asking like the audience. Tell us how
that
they're doing.
too. That too. Also the audience.
I think we should wait in silence while they tell us how they're doing.
That's
I still owe you with the thing and the guy in the place, and I'll never forget it.
all right. So, like I said, we're going to talk about the final event, the things that are happening there, and then we will talk about Game of Factions and what's going on with Game of Factions, and then also, Q&A at the end for any questions you have for any of us. We will try to answer them to the best of our ability. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, so with YouTube, we'll obviously see your comment right away. For Facebook, if you're commenting on Facebook, unless you share that we can see your name, we won't see your name, but whatever. So I think we can get started. 11 people right away. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all
don't have anything better to do on a Monday night? I'm glad.
You could watch Capote on a Monday night.
Could watch Capote.
I don't get that reference. Anyway,
Cody joke.
So why don't we start with the first thing in the first video is
Evil dies tonight, Mike.
Evil dies tonight.
That fucking movie.
I can't wait for it to be
a special match that's going to be the first match of the event. The event is called The Final Act, if that wasn't clear by the thumbnail and everything. The Final Act is the name of the event. 3-part video, 6 matches, 5 titles on the line, so lots going on. But to start it all off and to have some fun, Koho, what is the first match that we're doing with those people who yell Evil Dies Tonight?
So the first thing that we're going to give you in the final act is something different. Literally something different. We're going to give you something different from your normal something different. Instead of it being, a bunch of random people that we put in the thing, Mike and Nazario were like, hey, let's put the managers or the co-managers and a player from the faction and do a special 2v2v2v2. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Tim and Cody are going to be playing for First Order. Scully and I are going to be playing for Kingsman. Bill and Robert Kastner are playing for Fun DMC. And is Scott Harvey and Ethan Beller playing for, I almost said for Legalese, for Club Dread. Still works both ways. But those are the 4.
Next season, Legalese, it is literally just Ethan Beller and Scott Harvey in 3 different hats.
Exactly. But those are the 4 teams of 2 that'll be participating. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be crazy because Nazario and Mike wrote it, and we let them have something at the final event, and that already spells doom and destruction.
I like doom.
I'm very much looking forward to this. I mean, everybody knows everything, and we shot this last week. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to kick off the event. I'm very much looking forward to that. So after that, on video 1, then we have the FANZONE debate title is on the line. Speaking of Nazario, that video is going to be a doubly Nazario video because Nazario is playing for the FANZONE title up against the current title holder, Kirk Kolakowski. So that match is going to be very interesting because if you've watched the lead up to this for FANZONE, Nazario has been making people mad. He's been making all of his opponents very upset. And if you know anything about Kirk, well, it's a recipe for disaster. So that I'm very much looking forward to. Do you guys have anything about Kirk and Nazario debating that you want to add?
One might call that match a 4-course meal of no siree. It's going to be a great time.
They're like opposite people in life. It's so exciting.
All right. So then we move on to videos 2 and 3, both Warzone, both fandom belts are on the line. Starting with fandom in singles, Thomas Scully cashed in his #1 contenders shot to play Mr. Koho. He did win that match. If you stayed to the end of that video, you saw the dope promo that Koho made. I'm cashing in my title shot as well, so it's going to be me versus Nick versus Scully. Nick being the current belt holder in that scenario, and me and Scully just trying with everything we can to take it from him. So I'm very much looking forward to that. You guys, Nick, you're playing in it. Koho, you're managing in it. What Boatman, you're gonna watch it, I would hope. What do we think?
I mean, this is like the big 3 titans of fandom. Like, no disrespect to any of the others, but like this is the big 3. You know, Scully's held the belt before, Twohig has held the belt before, and Tim has always consistently challenged for it. So I feel like this only makes sense. Yeah, like logically, this is like the big one.
I mean, you could argue that like the end of every year is like the season finale, but like this feels like a fitting season finale for like the past 2 years, I would say.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna try to not sound like a self-absorbed dick when I talk about it, but like I've held the belt for a while, and you know I've had it for a long time, and I've played Scully and I've played Tim, and I agree that like it feels like those 2 are at a level just like above everyone else right now. Other people could get there, and I think other people will get there in the future. But over the past like year and a half to 2 years, it's been like me, Tim, and Scully fighting it out for this. So I'm very excited.
I think this is like the ultimate culmination of the last 2 seasons of fandom. Like I think this is like since we kind of had that fresh break in starting over with fandom, like a new opening for the title, we've had U3. Like we've had Meme and Chaka and Maggie have played for it, but consistently you 3 have been the guys that have like held it, played for it, or have won the tournaments to be there. So like I think we've had 2 Tim v Scullys. I think we've had 3 Nick v Scullys. We've had 2 Tim v Nicks. Yeah. Like I think this is like just like the perfect way to cap off all of those trilogies and series, is to just throw you all in a room and see who comes out the winner this time. So I think this is the most exciting fandom match of the season on paper. I think this is gonna be really cool.
Yeah, cool. And then so then moving over to the team side of things, this is awkward. Nick and I won the tournament. So we will be playing dummies for the title, and I want it really bad. But they played great last time. Me and Nick are excited. I think I can say that for both of us. We're excited to get back in there and play again. So, and if we lose again, I'll just drive my car off a bridge, but that's fine. It's no big deal. I'm just kidding. It was a joke, all 20 of you. It was a joke. I won't do it. Maggie's looking at me like,
we need a Maggie cam. We need a Maggie cam. Or maybe just a button where she can display her disappointment.
A Maggie like reaction cam. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Everybody else?
I mean, yeah, this is like dummies were the only team to ever beat Knights of Ren. No other team in a regulated match can say they have beaten Knights of Ren in a regulation non-Game of Factions teams match. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, right, like so this is the question, right? Are dummies going to, reestablish that, or are Knights of Ren going to basically say, no, we're coming back?
You're right. I think this is the match where dummies proves if it was a fluke or if they're legit. And I think the last match they showed that they could be the real deal, that they like obviously they're good enough to beat you guys on their best day. But when you guys are having your best day and they have their best day, who's going to win? I think this is going to be a real test of them to see if they can defend, because I think it's harder to defend than it is to get it. Constantly to just keep doing that. And you guys defended for a while. Now you guys get to beat the challengers again. I think that's a different dynamic for you guys, and I'm very interested to see what it's like to see you guys be back in the challenger seat against dummies and see what they look like in their first chance to defend.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I'm glad this is the last time I have to like talk about myself.
Yes,
but removing myself from the situation. Let's say you like take me out and put someone else in. Looking at it from an outsider perspective, what the Knights of Ren have been able to do. Oh my God, this sounds so self-loathing. What we've been able to do, Tim and I as a team, is kind of cool. The fact that like, we broke records, we defended longer than anyone else. It was crazy. And then that poll came out, and like nobody voted for dummies, and dummies broke our records to beat us. And they did something absolutely incredible. So this is sort of another culmination that's very interesting, because the other thing is, and oh God, I hate talking about myself. The fact that me and Tim had to play back through a tournament, I think, is another cool dynamic to this. Like, we didn't just take the automatic thing. We wanted to prove that we could make it back there on our own. So we're happy we did that, and now there's only one thing left to do, and we're going to try and do it.
I believe you guys have had the longest undefeated streak in fandom teams.
We
until the dummies match. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Boatman, why don't you take us through the Warzone journey? What is happening on the Warzone side of things?
All right. Well, Warzone, of course, for those who don't remember, Joseph Olivas won the number one contender title, or number one contender triple threat. And I don't know what you guys are laughing about.
Garth, that's all. Just Garth.
Fair.
Just Garth.
So anyway, Joseph Olivas won the number one contender triple
I'm not even wearing the crown, Garth. I'm not wearing the crown, Garth.
Beating Matt Quaylar and David Nishimoto in order to get there. So now he is, of course, playing Andrew Barr for the Warzone singles title. Barr, who has consistently defended all throughout this season, undefeated, beating Michael Campbell, Cameron Redshaw, myself. So he's going to go for that fourth defense here. So that should be interesting. So yeah, guys, thoughts on that potential Joseph Olivas, former Warzone Teams champion, winning the number one contender triple threat match, going up against Andrew Barr.
Is it the fourth defense or the fifth?
It's the fifth, but fourth this season.
Fourth this season, fifth overall. Sorry.
Gotcha.
It was like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift.
Yeah. I'm really excited just because I think Joseph is so. I just like watching Joseph as a player. I think he's so funny because he knows so much, but he's just got this like. I don't know. I like watching him play. He's got this way about him that makes me happy when he's
not mispronounce a vowel in a question when Joseph Olivas is playing in the match.
Sure.
I think he's great, but Barr, like you said, 5 defenses is nuts. It's nuts. And for this season, it's crazy. So I've said this with a lot of the Barr matches this year. I could see this going either way. I really could. I think Barr's proven the fact that he has the chops to make it happen, to defend again. But Joseph is really, really good. So, and he's held the team's belt before and defended it. I believe they defended it, correct? Yes, they did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
I think Andrew Barr has done something super impressive and special and unprecedented in Warzone with how many defenses he's gotten. I think it's not really a competition that Bar is, at this point, the greatest champion that Warzone has seen in the singles division. With the not just amount of defenses, which is in and of itself impressive, the caliber of people he has beaten in each defense. Look, taking this year and looking at last year with the people he beat Boatman to get it, defends it from Quaylar, and then, like Boatman said, defended it from Redshaw, Boatman, and Campbell this year. Like, Bar's on one of the most impressive runs I've ever seen, just in the history of the division and in the history of the channel. So all of us, I think, at this point, I'm done counting Bar out as a player. I can't, like, even if it comes down to fours, I still have to take Bar. But I think all of us is one of the players this season that when he came into singles, we were like, okay, let's see how you do on your own outside of a team setting. And he is not disappointed once yet. All of us has just played lights out through it all. Every loss he's taken has been super close. Every loss Bar's taken has been super close. So it's about who's due for a loss at this point. And I think that this is going to be a really entertaining title match.
Bar sucks. He's a chump. Big
Yeah,
chump
fuck that guy.
Sitting over there. No, I said that because Bar said he doesn't like compliments. I was one of those people who every Bar match was like, this is where Bar loses it. He's not going to win this one. Not going to win this next one. I'll be honest. And then somewhere along the lines, I turned into an Andrew Bar fan. And the dude, his resume speaks for himself to even think that, like, it's been that many defenses and he won it so long ago is wild. And yeah, you have to sort of consider him as one of the greatest players of all time at the moment. He's definitely in the conversation. And yeah, Joseph being this like rising star who like has been around since the beginning in teams. And I personally, I don't even know the story, like why he's never played singles before. I don't know if there's a reason or if he just decided to wait till this year. But yeah, he's very good and he's kind of scary. Joseph sits there and looks like he's like processing like ones and zeros when he's like thinking of an answer. And it's scary. And I'm very excited. You know what, Bar? I'm on your side for this one. Because I haven't been before, and Tim's muted.
You're muted again, Tim, but are you saying that I should go on and talk about teams?
Yeah, that is exactly what I said, yes.
Okay, well, teams, I assume most of you, and if none of you did, you're all terrible people, watched Tag Team Turmoil, our big event. That was a major success. Kumite, of course, won Tag Team Turmoil and will now be playing and won a title shot through that, so they will now be playing Ginyu Force for the movie Warzone team's title. This is faction v faction. Payson Johnson, David Nishimoto, of course, versus Jake Meltzer and Bill Carriola. So this is kind of major. Kumite getting there for them is kind of a Cinderella story because if you remember, they started their career by being knocked out. Whereas Ginyu Force have kind of been like the next like big team, immediately playing for the title in their first run, losing to Stallions in their first title match, and then coming back and beating Wild Stallions and now holding the belt. So this should be interesting. Ginyu Force versus Kumite, guys.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because Nick and I were on the desk for Turmoil. It was a long night. But going into that, I actually didn't like I didn't know how Bill was as a player. I've watched the Kumite matches, but I've never really like I this is weird, and I don't mean this negatively. I think Jake is just such a powerhouse that I was like more focused on him and kind of put Bill to the side. Unfortunately, Bill's fucking good. He's very good at playing trivia, and he's also great on the mic, which is another. I love that man. He's amazing. So I think they have a shot, but Ginyu Force is just like. They're nuts. Like they're crazy. They're a rookie team this year, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's nuts what they've been able to do. Because they keep winning, and it's kind of crazy. The only other thing that I think factors into it is, like we talked about earlier, Jake is also playing in a FANDOM title match. It's going to be interesting to see how he splits his time between two title matches. So I don't know if that's going to play a factor. I personally vote for Ginyu on this one, but it'd be a crazy story if Kumite was able to pull it out.
I think one of the other major elements to consider about this match is that it is a fun DMC Civil War. And we talk about it every time. Whenever factions play each other, usually we're like, oh, there's competitive edges and maybe the cracks will show. I actually don't know if there will be cracks that do show, because I know Jake's super competitive and I know Payson's competitive. Those two, as much as they respect each other and obviously are on a team as a group, I would be very interested to see what the dynamic of those two teams playing is behind the scenes and in front of the camera, as to specifically those two players when they face off, because I know how much those two care about this and how much they want to win this. So I'm very interested in seeing especially those two, but then Bill and David, who are also just two players who show up and have been playing good. Like all year, they've been playing very good games. So I think it's going to be a fantastic match. I think I kind of have to side with the reigning champions in Ginyu, but I think that this is going to be a match that maybe doesn't sound flashy on a marquee, is going to be one of the great matches out of this event.
Yeah, when Ginyu started and they beat some teams that people weren't expecting them to beat on their way to that first title. And then even though they lost to Stallions, when they came back and won it, and they won the tournament to get back there, right?
Yeah.
To get back to that title shot. Yeah, when they did that and then won it, I was literally sitting there like, this feels like the next concept. Like the next Jake and Michael. And if they follow along that path, Jake and Michael eventually came back and went on to defend the belt many a times. So I could definitely see Ginyu doing that, especially when, and I don't mean to, like Tim said, I don't mean to like put Kumite down at all, but like, what's their record going into this? Like 2-2? Something like that? Maybe 3-2 now because they got the win for Turmoil?
I want to say it is 3-2 because it was 2-2 going into Turmoil.
Right. So now they're
because they beat Pain and Panic and they beat Squirtle Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're 2-2.
So they're going. That's not the record of a team that typically challenges.
So they're 3-2 now. Excuse me, they're 3-2 now because they got the win from Turmoil.
Right, and some could say, some haters out there could say, oh, well, Jake's only good in specialty matches. He wins the manager bowls and free-for-alls and turmoils, but, like, can he close the deal when it counts? Except awkward, because in the middle of that sentence, I was like, he has my team belt. Anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's the fantasy champion. So we know he can close a big deal.
On its surface, I hope they make it a good match. It seems like it's Ginyu's match to lose. But who didn't like tear up a little bit when during Bill's like reaction to winning Turmoil?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite moments of the year. Okay, so that's what's going on for the final act. Like I said, 6 matches, 5 titles on the line. It's going to be really exciting. The event starts on Friday. We start off at, I want to say the first part, I think I have at 1 EST right now, and it'll air throughout the day. These videos are long. They're long matches. I think the longest one is longer than the first Hobbit movie. So there's going to be some good stuff, but lots of cool stuff on the way. So then just a week later, I think a week, or is it 2 weeks later is Game of Factions?
A week or two, something like that. It's one of a week or two. One of the two. Soon after this one, we'll let you know in the group. We always give you one final event where we put the belts on the line, and then we go into what is really our final deal. In Game of Factions. Game of Factions 3 this year is going to be a very, very competitive, maybe the most competitive Game of Factions yet across the board with the 4 factions of First Order, Kingsman, Fun DMC, and Club Dread. Because I legitimately don't know how some of these will go just because of the caliber of talent in every single faction. It is the same 6 matches as last year. Warzone singles, Warzone teams, Fandom singles, Fandom teams, and 50-50 singles and 50-50 teams. Once again, all 6 events. And I believe we know everyone playing in those and can tell people, so they're ready to go. So we'll start with the 50-50s. I'll tell you, 50-50 teams, each team with the people being put together by their teams. The first order submitted Tim Brzakala and Jake Marangoni, 2 former champions jumping into the 50-50 ring. The Kingsmen have submitted Cameron Holtzman and myself, Clash of Demon Head. Fun DMC submitted, I believe it was Kaiser and Jake Meltzer.
Yep.
And Club Dread submitted Brian Michaels and Ryan Payne. So those are the 4 teams playing in 50-50 teams. In 50-50 singles, the first order submitted Mark Menchaca. The Kingsmen submitted Cameron Holtzman. Fun DMC submitted Jake Meltzer. And Club Dread submitted Brian Michaels. So 3 repeats from the 50-50 teams going into 50-50 singles. Fandom teams, it's always one where it comes down to a point. So I'm excited about all the teams. Of course, the Knights of Ren representing the first order once again for the 2nd consecutive year. Tim and Twohig. And the Kingsmen, Thomas Scully and Joe Fairley representing in Fandom teams this year. Fun DMC submitting Robert Kastner and Tyler Birch being the 2 playing in Fandom teams. And then Club Dread submitting Ryan Payne and Brittany Tapley, Beat the Geeks. I believe, yes. And then every single person from those has an individual that came back. So for singles, Nick Twohig for first order, Thomas Scully for the Kingsmen in singles, Robert Kastner for Fun DMC, and Brittany Tapley for Club Dread, which that I think is probably the one I'm most excited to watch of all the events between the 4 of them. All 4 of those players are like killer. So to watch them, just go ahead. It's going to be fun. Warzone teams, it is the concept coming back. Jake Marangoni, Michael Campbell representing the first order. Double Indemnity, Cameron Bradshaw, Kaleb Boatman representing the Kingsmen. It is Andrew Barr and Joseph Olivas representing Club Dread, the 2 people who are in the Warzone singles title match. And which is nuts. And Fun DMC putting in Ginyu Force, the current team's champions, Jake and David, which that's another crazy event on paper to have the concept, arguably the greatest team in the division, Ginyu, the team that Twohig just said could be the new concept, the 2 people for the singles title, and Boatman and Retro, who both challenged the singles title, all in one match. It's going to be stupid nuts. And then Warzone singles is Michael Campbell for the first order, Kaleb Boatman for the Kingsmen. I believe it is Joseph Olivas for Club Dread, and it is Payson Johnson for Fun DMC, I believe is the singles. So all across the board, those are the 6 matches, the 6 lineups for those matches. Game of Factions is going to be ridiculous. We'll reveal more about that later, but there's your very brief snapshot of what's coming up after the final act this weekend.
Yeah. Okay. So now we will take some time for Q&A. If you've got questions, drop them in. Doesn't have to be about the events. If it's just multiplex related, anything about anything. So you want to talk about one of the live shows, you've got a question about FANZONE debate, you got a question about anything, we can hopefully answer that.
Did I not say Payson? Joseph? I don't know. I was talking fast. I might mess that up. If I messed that up, Payson Johnson and David Nishimoto.
It's Jeffrey Wygand.
Can y'all reveal some matches for early next season? Nick, can we do that?
Yeah, I got a couple. We can sort of rattle off. I'll give you first 3 weeks, some of the matches in there. So all these will be happening within the first 3 weeks. First of all, we have Cameron Redshaw will play Alex Martinez. They're both 1-0 rookies. That should be exciting. Melissa Woody will debut against Carrie McGow, both teams players currently who have yet to debut.
Nice.
Very exciting. Two people who went out in round 1 of the tournament, haven't played in a bit, will be Garth McMurray will play Jay Burns in their big return. Should be fun. Nazario will be coming back to play Mark Kameyer. These are all singles matches, by the way.
Sick.
Let's see. We have Brandon Dunlap, who won his last match, will play Jack, who lost to Jack Pinchuk, who lost to Kastner in the tournament.
Sudden death match, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great match.
Yep. And then for Antonio will be playing Mike Hanley. So rest in peace, Antonio.
Knocker outer of bar Mike Hanley.
Yeah, rest in peace, Antonio. Mike Evil dies tonight, Hanley.
That's actually a title match if Mike wins. So
yeah.
Yep. If he wins, he will gain the title.
And then the last one I can reveal, which are two more. This one everyone should know by now if you've been following along. We'll have the 5-way number 1 contender match. It'll be Cameron Holtzman versus Robert Kastner versus Joe Fairley versus Albert Weird-Harma versus Tyler Birch. So that's nutty. That's exciting. Tyler Birch is the interesting one in there because I don't think anyone expected him to beat Tyler Butler. And now he's currently a 3-0 rookie who, if he wins this, could be challenging for the belt. So that's wild.
Yeah.
Everyone else in there, at least the first 3, Cameron, Robert, and Joe, are sort of like you kind of expect them to be in a title contention thing at some point or another. And then Albert, who's sort of been making a comeback, wink, wink, this year, has really proved himself and just had a brutal knockout to get into this. So I would say the 5 of these people are kind of evenly matched.
Yeah.
And it should be crazy. And then the last match I can reveal, I got a note yesterday.
Yeah.
It was in letters that seemed as though they had been cut up like a magazine.
Nick, I don't know if we should do this.
I think I feel like we have to.
I'm just super nervous. Okay, go ahead.
It said on it, I don't have the letter anymore because
we burned it.
Yeah, we burned it, and I didn't want to make it for the bit. But anyway, I got the letter. It had the magazine letters on it, and in those letters it said, "Bring me the head of the boat." Get it? Not the bat.
Yeah.
And then it said, "With love, the other boat." So Eli Boatman has challenged Kaleb Boatman to the opening match of the season.
I think we need to stop talking about this. I'm getting very nervous.
I'm very sad.
He's always listening.
He's in the former Yugoslavia right now, working with the CIA or against the CIA. I can never keep track. So I think he should be fine.
I'm sorry, Caleb, but I might have to manage the other Boatman just to keep myself alive.
That's fair.
So yeah, someone died, but yeah, Boatman v. Boatman will be the first match after will be the first regular match of the season.
Yep. All right. Of all the Disney live action films that are leaving fandom after this season, which are we happiest to get rid of, and which do we want to keep most?
I didn't get to answer the last question from the Warzone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're right.
No, it's okay.
Go ahead. That's my bad.
No, it's okay. I will just reveal 2 matches. Two matches that will be coming next season. You might have seen. So we were kind of building up another title picture, and 2 people that have won matches recently. Kirk Kalikowski will be playing Tony Durso, and Kaiser Wang will be playing Ryan Payne.
Ooh.
So those are our 2 matches that should be interesting. And I will say at some point, the winner of those 2 matches will be playing each other.
Dope. Kaiser versus
Ryan
is interesting. Yeah, I like that. All right. So of the Disney live action movies leaving fandom, which are we happiest to get rid of? Which do we want to keep the most?
I'm the worst person to ask about this one. I like the ones you guys hate.
I mean, Artemis Fowl, get it out.
Yeah, I'm happy Artemis Fowl's gone. I have been proclaiming from the mountaintops that Snow Dog should have never been there in the first place.
Yeah,
I am the one that makes me sad, and I get it, but it makes me sad Saving Mr. Banks really makes me sad.
Yeah,
That
that's
one's
a good
fun.
pick.
I love that one. That's my pick.
That's fair.
I am so glad I never had to watch Artemis Fowl and that it goes away without me ever having to have watched it. Very excited. But I am going to be very sad that I no longer will have the opportunity to be asked about the Haunted Mansion or the Lone Ranger. I like both of those movies. I'll stand by it. The Lone Ranger's not that bad. I think it's really kind of fun. I also just really enjoyed the Haunted Mansion for what it is, which is just a spooky Eddie Murphy comedy. And I'm really sad that's gone.
I wish we could have gotten rid of the 4th and 5th Pirates movies.
I do too. I will back you up on that. Let's get rid of All Stranger Ties and Dead Man. Just the 3.
We're not going to, and I never would actually suggest that, but I just hate those movies. So
I hate On Stranger. I would back you up on get rid of On Stranger Tides for sure. I hate that movie.
Oh no, I just was agreeing with both of you.
Oh, okay.
The one that immediately came to mind for me was Race to Witch Mountain for some reason, because it's not like the worst one ever, but like also I was just like watching it most recently. I was kind of like, this is meh. And then the one I wanted to keep most, I actually voted when we went over this. I voted to get rid of it, and then we needed to like fill a spot, and I was like, okay, maybe we bring it back. Was Holes? Holes is like one of my favorites.
Holes makes me sad. That one's gone. I'm very sad. Holes.
I will say I'm excited that the Herbies are.
Holes is still in it.
Oh, I thought you just said Holes was gone.
No, we had it gone, and then we needed to fill a spot, and we were looking for the movies we got rid of.
I'm excited to watch the Herbies. I'll say that. I'm very excited about the Herbies being in.
Dude, you have no idea. Back when like they first narrowed down Disney live action, I was so mad the Herbies were gone. And now the Herbies are back, so something I say does matter. I will assume the only reason the Herbies are back is because I put up a giant stink about it.
Yes,
sure.
That's why.
I'm just excited to watch new things.
Dude, where's my Herbie?
Is any type of reaction to my compilation of the YLS combined top 100 across 4 volumes possible? I don't understand what this means.
I don't know what that means either.
I think someone needs to put.
Is that Joseph? Who is that?
I think that's got water on himself, and we need to put him in some rice or something.
Is any type of reaction to my compilation of the YLS combined top 100?
Oh! I think I understand what he's saying. He combined all 4 combined lists from the top 100 into a one mega combined one. Joseph, if you want to send that to me, I am so interested to see that. I will. And if that is a thing that exists that you have made, send it to me. Me and Cody will look at it. There's a shot that we can maybe do like a reveal of that to kick off the season in a special way or something. But yeah, send it to me and Cody. We'll look at it. I'm so interested in that actually.
Bar stop. Will we be doing the Multiplex Awards again this year? And if so, when? Yes, we will be doing the Multiplex Awards again. It will be probably the first, if not second week of January is when we will do that. And we will get those in before the Battle Royales or whatever the hell we're going to call those.
Hell yeah.
So yes, there will be an awards. Don't have any
nominations like the week before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the details on that will come soon. Yes, we are working on it currently. Boatman versus Boatman. Will that be the battleship match? I don't understand that reference.
Me versus Eli. We're both.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, because both.
When do I get a title shot in FanZone? Win more matches.
Earn it.
And then
Bar, I'll play you.
And then
I'll play
Maggie liked that one. Win more matches, then you'll get there. This is actually a good time for me to say, if you are interested in playing FanZone, please let me know. We're starting to work on the schedule. We are looking to potentially bring it back weekly, starting in 2022, probably after Mayhem. Cody and I have been talking about some really fun stuff that we want to do with FanZone. I don't want to give away too much, but I will say this.
It's rad.
If you like playing, there's going to be lots of opportunities to play. So it's going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
On that
Bar, you
note-
can rage in the chat all you want. I'll put your ass in the ground, old man. Let's go, FANZONE.
That's a good call. But on that note, there will likely, we haven't really talked about this, but stop me if I'm wrong. There'll probably be a post, I'm guessing after Game of Factions, for new signups in all the leagues.
Yes.
After Game of Factions. Okay.
For the show, I would assume for miscellaneous, we'll also be doing one. So that way, it's not the same 8 people playing all the time. Like I need new blood. So
I just want to point out. Oh, sorry, Twohig, are you not done?
No. Is this the same topic?
This is a different thing.
Okay, let me just finish it up real quick. So look out for that. If you are currently playing and you have a new team, that's where you would put that as well. Or if you're a rookie or if you know someone who wants to play, that's where they sign up. It's not going to be like a first come, first serve kind of thing. So don't just sit by your computer waiting for the post to go up. Just when you see the post, comment on.
Also real quick for managers too, that goes for you guys also. If you have new teams and players, they need to know ASAP about that.
Yes.
So let them know.
And on that note, also, if you are currently part of a team that is not going to be a team next year, please let us know that.
We need to know that, yes.
Now.
And I will say, if you want to play in either divisions, obviously you can wait for the standout. I won't speak for FANDOM. Speak for Warzone. You can message me, and I will keep track of it. I might also ask you to put it on the schedule. Specifically teams. Really, if you want to play, if you haven't made a debut in singles, I probably will ask you to wait for the post. If you haven't played, if you have a new team, probably message me that, just because it's nice to know that early.
I agree with that. If you're established players and you're planning on making a new team, you can send us that as well.
Yeah. Any basically new off-season updates, just let us know.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, I want to go to Melissa's.
I'm going to go in order. We're going to hit everything. We're going to hit everything. So any new FANDOM films we're dreading to answer about? No, because I love every FANDOM movie, guys. Okay. I like them all.
I'm so excited to answer
questions, Tim.
I was gonna say I'm so excited to answer questions about the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1 and only Part 1.
Do you know how excited I am to watch Twilight? And do you know how sad that kind of is? Because it's just, I'm excited because it's something different than what I've...
Something different?
Something different. So, yeah. So,
there are a lot of people with significant others who are like, oh, well, my significant other is excited to watch Twilight. And then there are other people who are going to have to watch Twilight in silence alone.
Maggie Cam, I literally said to her yesterday, I was like, babe, guess what? And she goes, what? I said, we get to watch Twilight soon. And she goes, oh, yes. So
I can totally hear her saying it too.
And there are some people who are smart and just think werewolves and vampires are badass. So
yeah. Some people just think Taylor Lautner's cool, especially when he was Shark
cool.
Boy.
Cool haircut, whatever.
If
Dream, Nick.
Dream.
All right, I'm just scrolling through. Yep, Joseph. All 12 of us on a Wednesday for that. No, thank you. We know what the matches are but when will matches start airing next season? So for FANDOM, okay, so let me start over. The Battle Royales will be premiering, I believe, they're the last 2 weeks in January, or is it the last week in January and the first week of February?
Last 2 weeks in January
is when they are being released.
When they're airing, yes.
Okay, so be on the lookout in the next month for if we are interested in having you play in the events, we'll be reaching out to you. So look out for that. But yeah, everything will start airing then the last 2 weeks of January. So I believe that basically kind of goes into this as well. But as far as us asking you guys to film matches, I know I can't speak for Warzone, but for FANDOM, we take December off of doing everything. This is the only thing I will be doing for this channel in December, other than interacting with you guys on Facebook and whatnot. But January 1st hits. Okay, maybe not January 1st. January 2nd hits. I'm setting up green rooms. We like to get off to the races, and you guys know that. But that's how it works. So January 2nd, if you are in a match early on, that is when the season will start as far as like shooting goes. So Boatman, I don't know about you guys. Do you want to add anything to that?
We will be. I don't know the exact dates in terms of shooting, so TBA.
Sounds good.
January, around then, it'll be January. That's what you know.
Cool. Okay. R wants to play Koho. I was assuming that was about debate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Me and Barn debate is the thing that will be his funeral.
Any new teams we can announce? I don't think
it's our place to announce those teams. Let the teams.
Like I've heard rumors, and I'm not even like sure those rumors are true. So
I'll say this for the Kingsmen: any new information and announcements this year, we're taking it on ourselves to do some promotion for our announcements, so you know what we're doing and going through. So you'll know about our teams when we want you to know about our teams.
Nick, why haven't you played in something different? Also, why is
Nick? Why haven't you played
on YouTube and Facebook?
Dedication.
That is weird.
Are you giving us? If you're giving us the extra view, then thank you, Joseph. I appreciate it.
The reason is because it's on Monday nights, and in about a half hour, I have to go back to work because I have a work meeting every Monday night at like 9:30. So that's why. Yeah.
I'll say this: you won't know when, you don't know where, you don't even know if. But Twohig will show up on a Monday night eventually somewhere, potentially. We'll keep it a damn secret.
Okay, so there's 25 of you in the chat. That was most of the questions. If you have questions, again, about anything, throw it in the chat now.
Thaddeus, I believe you're on the Twilight movies all being better than On Stranger Tides. On Stranger Tides is legitimately the most disappointing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I agree with
I
this
like
sentiment.
that was one of those like bad movies I watched a lot when it came out, and I thought I liked it at first, and so now I'm just kind of like,
You don't even understand. Coming off of At World's End into a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie at 11 years old, I sat down and watched it and was devastated.
You were 11 when On Stranger Tides came out?
Yeah, I was 11 when On Stranger Tides
came out. I was coming off of the first half of At World's End into that movie, I would agree.
Nick.
I was coming off the whole At World's End, and I knew we were...
You're going to tell me coming off that whirlpool fight, you're like, no, I'm not ready for any more
That
Pirates.
whirlpool fight that is fucking 50 minutes long, and then...
And is the best thing in Pirates not named Isla Cruces? Yes.
Okay, we're not doing this. If there's any more questions, throw them in. We'll wait around for another 5-ish minutes.
Nobody move. I'll drop my brain.
11.
I love
Zario just grew up at the concept.
Yeah,
I know. Kaleb Koho was 11.
I was 11 when that came out.
They announced it.
Guys, you forget. I was freaking like 17 when I joined this league. I was not. I'm young.
Did anybody hear that?
No.
Okay, well maybe I'll keep that one secret.
Maggie.
No one. I will say this. No one roasts me worse than Maggie. That's just a freaking fact.
It's accurate.
Maggie burns are better than anyone else's.
Will Twohig's trivia night play something different in a 50-50 match?
That would be a really fun idea, but I don't know who Twohig's other teammate is.
Yeah, is it just me versus Mike and Nazar?
Unless we like officially pick if I belong to something different or Twohig's trivia night.
Right.
Probably pick me for something. It would probably be me on Twohig's trivia night just so that it's even.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember when the Vikings lost to the Lions?
I do, and it's a terrible nightmare I've yet to wake up from.
When did that happen?
Yesterday.
So they have a win on their record now.
They are 1-10-1, and one of those wins is the Minnesota Vikings.
That's amazing. If Facebook ever went down again, do y'all have a backup plan for the group page? No.
No.
Thank you.
The day of, we were like, we need a backup, and then we like it went back up, and then we were like, never talked about it again.
I don't know.
We'll have to come up.
We would probably do what we did before and just go live on YouTube and say like, hey.
Well, so one of the things that we are going to do in 2022, we haven't really talked about this, but we are putting a paywall on Multiplex.
Yeah.
There will be a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a GoFundMe type item.
Yeah.
You will have to give us your email in order to even play here when I take your money. So I'll have your email that way. So is Red Shaw nice? I only know the other Cameron. Red Shaw is delightful.
I don't want anyone to take anything out of a context. Tim was obviously joking.
Yes, I'm joking.
I know Tim. I know you were. I just want that to be clear in case anything ever gets.
Cameron Redshaw is a beautiful human being that has not answered my text messages for like a week.
Have you ever seen Jonah Hill in This Is the End? Cameron Redshaw.
Yeah. Cameron Redshaw.
Thoughts on the new Spider-Verse teaser? The teaser itself,
so cool,
is artistically, like the different dimensions and stuff, looks really cool. It's a scene from the movie. The first half of the teaser is a scene from the movie. It is very much a teaser. I think it looks really cool. We don't really know a lot about the movie. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Dude, when they put a part,
Oscar Isaac is sexy. Just want to throw that out there.
They put up part 1 and I lost my shit.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was losing my mind. So, yeah, $10 a month tops. Thank you, Nick.
I appreciate it. We'll accept it.
How much money would we have to pay? The get on call with me and learn about trivia tier is $77.84. So,
and the get on call and get management tips is $47 exactly.
Can I get a one-on-one training session with the Nick?
If you want to hear me ramble about Albert Brooks, there's a special on that for $20 and a good watch.
We will be also doing a Cyber Monday deal as well.
A Cyber Monday deal.
Just because I think this is absolutely ridiculous, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a free training session right now. Just watch the goddamn movies. I promise. Okay. Here you go. For free. You're welcome.
Barf, do you want to give us millions? I'll take it. I'll take it.
Also, a shameless plug, because you know what? We used to do shameless plugs all the time.
We did.
And we haven't done a shameless plug in a while. So shameless plug, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday.
I'm so hyped. I'm so ready.
Is a beautiful thing that's happening, and Nick's like being like, don't say anything, Tim, don't do it. Don't do it. What, you don't want me to say anything?
You're jinxing it.
Okay, fine. By saying it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
All I'm saying is that Nick and I are planning on doing a spoiler like breakdown of the movie after we see it on Thursday night. We'll probably have some more faces other than just us there because we like to talk about nerdy things, but for sure it'll just be me and Nick. For sure we'll be there, and you can go over to my channel and we'll be doing that. So that's gonna be fun.
Well, go subscribe to Tim Loves Movies, because that's a channel that, like, watching some of those reviews specifically, like there's some on there that are gold. I rewatched
our like 3.5 hour Avengers Endgame spoiler thing is one of
my favorite one is the one from the Chicago trip still about Hellboy. That video is just endlessly rewatchable. Welcome to Marwin's a good review.
As far as this goes, I've like pitched. I don't know what you mean by an after show. If you just mean like we all get on call once a week and like shoot the shit and hang out or whatever.
That's not gonna happen.
Cool. But I've pitched like a recap of the trivia show, like a week or every week or every 2 weeks, someone comes and hosts like here's the matches that aired, here's who won, here's what this, like breaking it down, kind of like that. Yeah, I don't know who we could get to do that. Maybe it's someone in the chat right now. I don't know. Maybe we like bring someone else on who likes talking about all that stuff, who isn't like playing directly in the matches all that often. But I pitched that, and it's people.
I think Boatman had a similar idea as well.
Yeah,
it's an idea. We've done it once on the channel before.
I had a pitch for like a late night style recap trivia show, and I don't know. And then I kind of forgot about it because I'm incredibly busy with like 4 different plates in the air.
That's the thing with show programming on the channel is we're pretty comfortable with what we have. Everything we have is already sort of filling our plates. Not to say we won't ever add anything or replace anything or do anything else. But if we have an idea and we want to make a show out of it and we have the slot, the schedule, and the people who are willing to make it happen, anything's possible. I will also shameless plug, though, Mike Hanley and I are doing a hangout show weekly on the video store coming up. Just doing exactly shooting the shit. So, video store.
Shameless plug sounds like a show, mate.
It does. Shameless
I
plugs.
don't know what it would be about. Maybe you just have random
Shamelessly plugging things.
You just have random people like send out the StreamYard link to
like
everyone. Have random people come in and be like, I'm doing this later. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Well, let's shamelessly plug right now. Go to if you're on Facebook and you're for some reason not subscribed on the YouTube channel, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to Koho's channel. Mine, Nick doesn't have one, I don't think. We all have Letterboxd. Go to the Multiplex.
Twohig does not have a letterbox. I want him to, but he doesn't.
Go to the Multiplex.
You can now,
the Logged It page on Letterboxd. You can follow that. Go to the video store, buy their shit.
Love their shit.
Buy it. Follow them over on Twitch and YouTube as well. Go to Tim Loves Movies. It's making a comeback, as they say. Don't call it a comeback, but I have something over there in the works. There's lots of stuff going on. We appreciate all you guys. Does anybody else have anything they want to say before we wrap this up?
Last shameless plug to give is like Tim said, my channel doesn't do a lot because I do everything here. But I do have another movie coming out in a couple months that will be on there. Last Days is my own thing that I wrote and directed on my own. I'm very excited about it, and I will let you guys know more when I have a date for it. But that will be on my channel at some point in the next couple months.
Yeah,
I would love you to be my date. Can you be my date to the premiere?
Yes. Movie Games in 30 minutes over on the Twitch channel for the video store. Go check that out. We'll see you guys on Friday with the final event. Gonna be very exciting. So until then, we'll see you guys soon. And now we just wave until the end broadcast ends.